Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the multiple Michigan gun control bills per day news channel. Yeah, hopefully it stops soon. But I'm not joking. 2 more gun control bills have been introduced today and read for the first time on the House floor in Michigan. And this is going to be House Bills 4211 and 4243. I'm going to cover these in just 1 second here, so hold on. First of all, it's literally been crazy in Michigan the last few weeks. I think we're up to about 31 gun control bills between the House and Senate, and most definitely still counting. Unfortunately, this isn't nearly over from what I understand. If you're new to this channel, make sure you go back and check out my recent videos over the past few weeks. I think I have the most comprehensive library on this topic of all the recent gun control in the state of Michigan. And also, please share this channel and these videos with all of your friends in real life, on all your social media, because we need as many Michigan people to become aware and start getting involved in all of this craziness, to stop it rather, as possible, because this is literally going bad. Give it a few more weeks and it's going to be like California gun control. Hold my beer. Michigan. Yeah, it's literally getting that nuts. Okay, so 2 more House bills. 4211, this is going to amend the 1931 Public Act of 328. Discusses some certain situations where you can't sell a firearm, which is already the law. But here's the new thing. We're looking at a 14-day waiting period. The new section. A seller of a firearm shall not deliver the firearm to the purchaser of that firearm until at least 14 days after the date the sale of the firearm is completed. A person that violates this subsection is guilty of a misdemeanor, punishable by imprisonment for not more than 90 days or a fine of not more than $2,500 or both. 14-day waiting period being introduced to Michigan. Now, I was there yesterday all day long in Lansing, and I'll tell you what, the Republicans fought hard to stop it. It was a party line vote, and we saw a whole package of bills that were consolidated into basically the universal background checks. Did pass the House. So a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, is moving ahead very quickly. I would also note the package that contains the 3 major subjects that I've already talked about on this channel just passed Senate committee today. So that's getting 1 step closer to being passed. And real briefly, that's going to be the universal background checks that have already passed the House, as well as the red flag laws and the so-called safe storage, you know, that makes it safer for the criminal when they come in your house and you have to fumble to try to get to your gun. Check out my previous videos if you want to know more about that. Here's the next one. House Bill number 4243, and there's 2 main parts to this. And the one part concerns you selling people that are prohibited from owning firearms, that you could be held liable. I'll read that briefly, but the part that's going to be the newest, because this is all a new bill, but we already have laws previously that stop you from selling to prohibited people, but there's a whole new section at the end. It says, a person is strictly liable for damages that result if all of the following apply. A, the person sells, delivers, or transfers a firearm to an individual. B, the person knows or should have known that the individual is prohibited from possessing the firearm under federal law or the law of the state. C, the individual or another individual who obtains possession of the firearm uses the firearm to cause the injury or death of another individual or to threaten or intimidate any other individual. So we already have laws that prevent from transferring a firearm to a prohibited person, but I would note this is saying that if you were to transfer the firearm to the individual or another individual who obtains, possesses, and uses it for these bad things. Yeah, that's kind of really convoluted, and I don't like the sound of that. Don't know exactly what that last part means. Here's the new section. This is going to make all your prices go up at any gun shop in Michigan, and possibly going to put a lot of FFLs out of business in gun shops in the state of Michigan. Section 4. A person that is a firearms dealer shall maintain liability insurance that provides coverage for a personal injury or property damage that results from the sale, delivery, or transfer of firearms by the person, including coverage for liability imposed by this act. The limits of the coverage required by this section must be not less than $1 million. So, first of all, I don't know if this type of coverage even exists for FFLs. Maybe one of you guys are in the insurance business and know. So, if this doesn't even exist, then I guess gun shops would have to close their doors. If it does exist, how expensive is that going to be? And if you look at a small local FFL that might just sell, I don't know, 100 guns a month, and it costs them $1,000 a month for this liability insurance, plus all of their time to comply with the insurance audits, the paperwork, all of that. If they just want to recoup their cost and time and having to deal with this policy, and they have, let's say, $1,500 worth into policy and time and labor to keep up with this. 100 guns divided into 1,500, that could raise the price of a gun $15 right then and there. Maybe liability insurance would be less for a gun shop per month. It might be a lot more. I don't know. Also, if this person, if they sell to a person, and then this person ends up doing one of these things with the firearm later, and there's a claim made against said insurance policy, what would happen then? Would their rate skyrocket even further? Would they be dropped and no longer eligible to have this type of policy? It stands to reason. So, this is something yet again that's going to affect your gun shops here in Michigan. Maybe put some out of business, and probably, definitely, at the very least, increase all the prices of the firearms and the FFL transfers. That's just how businesses work. Most local gun shop owners I know are not rich, well-to-do, and there's not enough of a markup in firearms or these transfer fees to absorb the new burden that would be imposed with this. Think about the big box stores. Think about Walmart real quick. And there are probably a couple hundred stores in Michigan. I'm guessing there's that many. Many of which sell firearms. We already saw what Walmart did a few years ago. Stop selling handgun ammo. Stop selling rifles that they thought were too scary. Walmart's already anti-gun, but still selling guns. What do you think's going to happen when corporate Walmart, when the bean counters see that all of the Walmart stores in Michigan would have to have this $1 million plus liability insurance? Just to guess here, but guessing they'll probably just stop selling guns, period. Not that I particularly like the idea of buying a gun at Walmart, and I'm sure a lot of you guys said screw Walmart a long time ago when they went FUD, but you start taking places out of the equation that sell guns, there becomes less accessibility. Also, the less options you have probably will keep raising prices of guns at local gun shops around this state. So this is literally getting to be insane. And I know a lot of you guys are fighting the good fight, but like I've said so many times on my live streams, and I'm going to say it here real quick, we're in a culture war. And this always has been, still is, and always will be a battle of good versus evil. And evil has always prevailed, currently is, and will always prevail when good men do nothing. I need you guys to try to stay strong. We need to stay in the fight, in the good fight, to protect our natural rights that are not granted by the Second Amendment, but protected. It says, shall not be infringed. Don't tread on me, is what the Bill of Rights says. And it's just a piece of paper, but we need to keep it alive and well. Speaking of the culture war, I encourage all of you to watch my Friday night live streams where there's a great chat and we're talking about all these types of things plus so much more. Also, this Saturday, which is March 11th, check out my recent YouTube community post right here on this page. Just click on community. We're going to be doing a cool meet and greet at Supermatch GNA with myself and Michigan State Representative Jamie Thompson. This is a way you can meet both of us and talk to the representative about any of your concerns going on in Lansing, offer her support and encouragement. She voted no, by the way, last night on those gun control bills, and she's a staunch defender of the Second Amendment. But come out and hang out with us there tomorrow. If you can, come out and hang out in the live chats on this channel, and also hang out over at my locals community, which I'm going to have to now update this list, but I'm keeping a running list there. I'll leave the link down in the description of all of these gun control bills in Michigan and some email addresses of some key reps and senators that you need to keep contacting. All right, guys, let me know what you think of all this craziness in the comments, and I will be reading every one of them. All right, thanks for watching, and have a good one.